Today, I'm going to show you an image texture I used, which I made all in Blender. Okay, and here was the original version of this shot I wanted to do, much wider. The sentiment is the same, but I had a hard time animating her walking backwards. So I just did a tighter shot, which is why this is now called shot E8Alt. Let's take a look at it. So it's a simple shot here. She just finishes putting the poster up on the wall and takes a step or two back. So one thing I'll point out is her left wrist has a weird little notch in it, which I couldn't figure out how to get rid of. Looking back now, I could have done a shape key to correct that, but I did this shot before I did the other shot of her waving goodbye to her father, so I hadn't thought about shape keys yet as a corrective measure for bad meshes when they're deformed. But let's take a look. It's just a bee. Her hair moves as she walks backwards, and that is it. This bee picture here is one that I created myself in Blender and then exported to a JPEG file in order to make it an image texture for this shot. Let me show you how I did that. All right, here's my bee. This is basically a bunch of spheres that I added particle system to, and some flat planes that I made the wings out of, and a flat plane for the poster, the positive sign, so he's saying be positive. These are actually two different posters. This is not an image on an image. This little plus sign is just a smidgen in front of the white background. So it looks like it's on the same plane, but it is a little bit in front in order for it to not blend with the other image. And then this is just two different spheres with particle systems that I exported to turn it into a poster. Also note, I've got 4 lights here to evenly light this little happy bee. All right, let's go to the main Blender file. All right, here we are in the main Blender file. Once again, she's just pushing the poster against the wall and backs up. You'll notice for animating this shot, I turned the wall off so I could navigate through the scene easily. If you look over here, you can see all these items that I have turned off, but I have them turned on in the render. So keep that in mind. You can leave something on for the render, but off for your viewport. Also keep in mind, you might accidentally have something off in the render and on in the viewport, and you don't want it to appear. I've had that problem many times. But let's take a look at this as she backs up. You can see her hair kind of flow back and forth. Actually looks better in the final render. But let's look at her body. I don't bother to animate the feet. I just sort of hop her back and forth in order to make it look like her head is bobbing up and down as if her feet are moving. You'll notice here, again, this is more deformation problems with her t-shirt, but it is out of frame. I also here have frame lines for my letterboxing, so I know exactly what is going to be in and out of frame as I'm framing these shots. And therefore I know that that little poor deformation of the shirt is not going to be a problem. Also, if you look at her arms over here, they are super janky. I apparently just wanted to get the hands at this certain angle, and nobody's arm would look like that. That is some terrible deformation. It's like she's got a dislocated shoulder. But you'd never know it from looking at the shot. And that is it for this. Tomorrow, I'll show you how I made 2 shots out of 1 animation. I'll see you then.